5 croc attacks in just 3 months. Over the weekend, a man was airlifted to hospital after being attacked while snorkelling off a small island in the middle of Cape York. Here's the latest from 9 News.
He was snorkelling there on Saturday in the clear blue waters when he says he felt like he was being attacked by a shark, but instead it was a croc. He's issued a statement from his hospital bed this morning saying that I was attacked from behind by a saltwater crocodile which got its jaws around my head, adding he was able to lever its jaws open just far enough to get his head out.
Australia, hey? You think you're getting eaten by a shark, but you have to pull your head out of a saltwater crocodile's jaws. Now, in February, authorities killed a 4-metre croc after it attacked a man and ate his dog. That was south of Cooktown. And last month, pub owner Kevin Darmody disappeared while fishing. His remains were found inside 2 separate crocodiles. A 65-year-old was bitten on the foot as he slept on Newell Beach in April, and a man in his 40s suffered serious head injuries after he was bitten while spearfishing near Cooktown. Let me bring in Professor Graham Webb, one of the country's foremost croc experts, the founder of Wildlife Management International. Join us live from Darwin. Thanks for joining us, Professor. Really interested in your take on why we've seen so many croc attacks lately. Is it because people are just being reckless, or is it a build-up of croc numbers?
Well, I don't think it's a build-up of croc numbers, because that's happened largely before this time. But it is probably people, going up into the crocodile areas and not really being cognizant of the sort of care you've got to take. Like snorkeling is a classic sort of activity if it's carried out in areas where there's crocodiles that will attract crocodiles. There's quite a lot of people around the world being bitten by while snorkeling and spearfishing. That flapping on the water seems to send a signal, that the crocs pick up from a long distance. But so it's always a compromise about how you keep crocodiles abundant in some wild areas and keep them really way down reduced in areas where there's a lot of people. And the management authority in Queensland over the last 10 years has really been very pragmatic and have tried very hard to come up with reasonable compromises. But public education, especially in the north of Queensland, probably needs to be cranked up now, because there'll be more and more people going up there because COVID's over and, it's reasonably easy to get up there. So,
yeah, that public information's got to be crucial, right? People have to know which areas there are crocodiles, and as you say, information about snorkelling or other activities, people need to be told. But there are others who have been attacked who are locals and seem to know crocodiles very well and are taken where they know there are crocodiles. You're having trouble with the dog there. I suppose there's a message of complacency with some people if they do know all those risks.
You're correct, Chris. There is people that were here. I got to let that dog out, Hang on.
Where's a croc when you need it? Just when we needed a croc to go and get the dog. Let's have a look at Graham as he's getting his dog out of the room. And the dog's gone. Now he can go out and play with the crocs outside now. But
he's a big, strong dog, but he misbehaves occasionally. Look, you're right. There is complacency, especially if people are used to, say, 20 years ago when there weren't that many crocs. Like, when they were protected, they were very rare, they were endangered. They're not endangered now. They're not rare now. They're abundant. They're almost fully recovered in Queensland and the Northern Territory. And it's no good people going into these areas thinking, they're an endangered species, so we'll never see one, they're rare. That's bad news, Like, you've got to be very conscious when you're in areas where there's crocs that they are there, they are dangerous, and you probably do need public education, more public education up in the north to just reinforce with people not to take chances. That's the same up here in the Northern Territory. We've got 3 times as many crocs, and we have an active management program, as Queensland does, but it's a bit harder to balance there because you've got so many more people.
So many tourists, yeah.
Yeah. It's a different sort of scenario, but you've got good people up there with an amazing program.
Good. All right, thanks for joining us, Graham. I appreciate it. Professor Graham Webb there was some important advice that people just really got to get across the information, understand how many crocs there are around, and we're going to get that public information out there so people can take care. They know how to take care.